our first speaker. Maya Penn is a 12-year-old entrepreneur and CEO of her own company, named Maya's Ideas, which she started in 2008 when she was only 8 years old. Maya was honored as an entrepreneur at the 2012 SCLC Women's 33rd Annual Drum Major for Justice Awards in the youth category. She was honored along with actor and humanitarian Sean Penn, actor Samuel L. Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, and several others. So please give a warm welcome to Maya Penn.
I'm a philanthropist, environmental activist, artist, animator, writer, eco-friendly clothing and accessories designer, and the CEO of my own successful business called Maya's Ideas. And I'm 12 years old. I started my business in 2008 when I was just 8 years old. I always like to find different fabrics around the house and make combinations and say, this could easily be a scarf or a hat. And I had all these ideas for different items. My mom taught me how to sew, and when I first started, I was making little headbands out of ribbon. And I noticed when I wore them, I got a lot of compliments, and people would stop me and say, that's a really cute headband. So I told them that I made the headbands, and then they would ask me, well, do you have any more that I can buy? And I thought, wow, I could start my own business. I knew two things when I started my business. One, all of my items had to be eco-friendly, and I had to use materials that did not harm the environment. And two, 10 to 20% of the profits I made went to local and global charities and environmental organizations. Now, a lot of people ask me, why eco-friendly? Why is your business eco-friendly? My parents taught me at an early age about recycling, organic gardening, and being environmentally aware. I heard all the time about how the dyes in clothing, or the process of even making the items, was harmful to the people and the planet. So I started doing my own research, and I found out, believe it or not, there's a wide variety of health problems for people chemically sensitive to the dyes, ranging from headache, skin rashes, difficulty breathing, trouble concentrating, seizures, and more. It also generates a great amount of toxic waste. Even after the dye has been completed, there's a wastage that gives a negative impact on the environment. For example, grinding of materials or the dumping of dried powder materials. These actions can pollute the air, making it toxic to anyone or anything that inhales it. Other harmful chemicals used in the dyes include dioxin, a carcinogen, which is a substance capable of causing cancer. Dioxin is also a possible hormone disruptor. The dyeing process also includes formaldehyde, a suspected carcinogen. I thought, well, how can helping the environment tie into my business? And I immediately knew it had to be eco-friendly. I also read books by early environmentalists like Gary Commoner. When I first started, a lot of people didn't know that I was a kid. Like one time someone had called my studio and they wanted to sell something to my company. So they asked for the head of the company. So I picked up the phone and I said, speaking? And then they said, hi, can I speak to your parents or the owners of Maya's Ideas? And I was like, actually, I am. And they totally didn't expect me, a kid, to be the CEO of my own business. Before I knew it, Maya's Ideas was featured in blogs and websites, and half of them didn't know that I was a kid. Until one day, I got contacted by Forbes magazine, and they wanted to do a story on me, and they wanted to know, who's this kid selling items all over the world? They were doing an article about grade school entrepreneurs, and they wanted to feature me and my items. All of this at about 10 years old. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. After the article was published, soon followed features in Redbook, Huffington Post, Gotham Gal, Etsy, The NRDC, Black Enterprise, Ebony, CBS Better Mornings Atlanta, Fox 5, and a host of other publications. My items are sold all over the world, in Denmark, Italy, Australia, Canada, and more. And I've been in business for 4 years. I had a lot to learn about my business, like branding and marketing, social media, and learning about my audience and my customers, seeing what items sold the most and what items sold the least, and listening to the feedback of my customers. I'm also a huge tech geek. When I was about 4 years old, my dad showed me how to take apart a computer and put it back together again. And that really started my love for technology. I built my first website myself, and I learned JavaScript and HTML5. So I'm really hands-on in all aspects of my business. Another thing I really want to get across to kids, teens, and adults alike is whatever you're doing, you have to help the planet in some way. environment is, listen to this, it takes 700 years, 700 years for plastic bottles to start decomposing. Not to finish, but to start. And did you know there's a garbage patch that is 2 times the size of Texas floating in the Pacific Ocean? It is truly mind-boggling to know that one bottle can take 700 years to start decomposing. This is why I want to help the environment, because I know that the smallest actions can lead to the biggest changes. Here are some of my items. These are 2 examples of recycling. It's a scarf I made that is made out of 100% organic cotton gauze and recycled silk fabric. I also hand paint on the scarves using non-toxic paint. Now, here are 2 hats I made. This flower here I made from the raw wool, and I shaped it, and I added the little details, and I needle felted the buttons by hand. The reason that I wanted to paint on the scarves is because I'm an artist and animator, and I've been drawing all my life since I could hold a crayon, and I've been making flip books since I was 3 years old. I like to sketch out my designs and make animated short films. I also like to incorporate my characters from my animated short films onto my organic cotton t-shirts. I believe that no matter how young or how old you are, you can follow your passion, and if you have a dream, go for it. I feel that I am part of the new wave of entrepreneurs that not only seeks to have a successful business, but also a sustainable future. I feel that I can meet the needs of my customers without compromising the ability of future generations to live in a greener tomorrow. I believe that we should all do our part to come up with new and innovative ways to positively impact the planet efficiently and sufficiently. If it wasn't for ideas, we wouldn't be where we are now with technology, medicine, art, culture, and how we even live our lives. Maya's Ideas is a way I can show the world what I'm doing with my ideas, because ideas really are what make the world go round. If you have something on your heart and your mind that you truly want to achieve, go for it. Don't let anyone or anything discourage you. It doesn't matter how silly or how crazy it sounds. You have the power to move forward. Now I just have one question for you.